What's going on, YouTube? Say again here with Flavor Chasers. Today we have a special guest times two, James Koplos from Minnesota Moonshine.
Hello.
And my buddy Jacob from the soon-to-be J-Mods, if he ever comes up with it. We don't know. Let's get into this, shall we? And we are back. So today, all the way from Minnesota, my good friend James Koplos. Man, how's it going, buddy?
Going pretty well.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. This guy is, he's I call him Mastermind. He's not the Mastermind, but I'm knocking over these juices, dude. This is what you get for live recording.
We've got way too many over
Yeah, we have about 5 we're trying today, if you couldn't tell. Yeah, dude, we've just been hanging out. He's been telling me about Minnesota Moonshine, everything they're doing, a lot of cool stuff, man. Once again, if you gotta try them out, I'm gonna put the link in the description below. Dude, try them, seriously. And that's my buddy Jacob over here. He's just a really good friend of mine. He also builds boxes. He does all kinds of cool stuff. Say hey, Jacob.
How's it going, people?
And he promised me that he was going to build one custom for me, so.
And for me too. So
we're going to get those. We hold you to it now because it's on video.
Exactly. This is officially.
It's on the internet, so it's true.
It's on the interwebs.
True. It's on the
Once it's on the interwebs, it's over.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
It is.
So James, man, dude, tell me about your juices, man.
Well, Minnesota Moonshine is based out of St. Paul, Minnesota. It is a 90-10 VG-PG mix. Great flavors, great clouds, and honestly, out of our flavors, there's something for everyone. Yeah, anyone can find something they're gonna like.
Well, see, that's what I was noticing because with your line, it's just all of the juices are so authentic in flavor.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm not used to with juices because a lot of the times you'll try a juice and it tastes like ass. It'll taste like, you know, like I was saying the other day with the blueberry. You taste blueberry, it's gonna taste like a nerd or a airhead.
Right.
And is there any secret you can tell me?
Well, the flavoring compounds that we're using are, we try to use more natural flavors. So on our banana cream pie, or our Cloud B, it tastes like a banana cream pie. So we're using a real banana flavor with that creamy custard in order to make it. So you're not getting that banana runts flavor that so many people use in their bananas.
Yeah, and that's what I was noticing, because I've had a lot of other banana flavors. Actually, I have one right over here that I was trying now that Jacob brought. A lot of this collection, guys, is my buddy Jacob's. Not even gonna lie, I think this is mine, and the rest I think is his. And
I've got
those
3
are mine. He has 3 bottles of them.
Moonshine.
Yeah, there's a lot of juices here, and you know we've been trying them out, and honestly, you know, right now, what am I gravitating? I'm gravitating more towards the Moonshine. Why? Because the flavors are still there. You know, they're authentic. You know, being a chef for as long as I have been in my life, you know, I am very picky about what I vape. I don't want to vape shit, and you don't get that with them. You guys tell me, is there anything special in the works? Any secrets?
We do have 2 new flavors that are coming out.
Awesome.
We're going to be releasing them on, I don't know how much I'm supposed to be saying right now because I don't know how much of it is official. But we're going to be having a 510 celebration day. Because as all of us in the vaping community know, 510 connection is kind of our god.
Yeah.
So we're celebrating 510, May 10th.
Nice.
It's going to be 510 day.
Very slick.
And on that day, we're planning on releasing 2 new flavors. I'm not going to tell you too much about them, but I'll let you guys try them.
Oh, word.
I brought one of them. You can give it a try.
Word.
It's a super secret new flavor. I hope you guys really like it, and hopefully that thing doesn't burn.
You say that because this is an Arctic tank.
Yeah. Right?
Dude, dude, I'm not gonna say what I'm tasting because of that, of the secrecy here. But whoa. We need to get that in a Herakles tank.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I
got
mean?
more of it.
Dude. This will start to look a little dry, I think.
Yes, it is.
Oh, you hear that, right? He's doing that on purpose right now with this turbo.
Yeah. I've got.
Before we did these, he's like, I'm gonna do the turbo on this.
Don't knock me on the turbo. A lot of people think it's absolutely ridiculous and everything, but I've got a .08 build in here, which don't worry, my batteries, they're safe to handle that. I've checked everything. I'm practicing proper battery safety. And so it's a pretty hot build, giving me lots of good flavor, and the turbo cools it down, so I'm not burning on every single inhale.
Now guys, as you know, I don't do a whole lot of clouds. You may have seen on my first video, the Herakles video, where I brought up to 120 watts. And it was producing a lot of clouds and I'm able to handle it. But here, let me hit this.
Yep.
Now this is something that I normally don't and won't do because I like flavor. But I already hit this once and I'm telling you, this will still give you insane flavor. It's just... And it's because of him that I'm going to go spend $40 today and buy one because it's cool. And it's not that annoying of a sound either. You know, it's cool enough because, you know, when you're hitting it, you know someone around you is going to hear it. They know what it is. And it's cool because I don't see a whole lot of them around here. I know a few people have them. And when I get one, I'll do a review on it because, well, that's kind of what I do. And I haven't done many RDAs. Actually, I've done no RDAs. I've done tanks because for some reason tanks are flooding the market right now. And that's what people want to see. They want to see the tanks because a lot of people are getting into the sub-ohming. And apparently the whole DNA 40 temp control device is coming out a lot right now. And there's a new one coming in, the Snow Wolf. I'm not going to say much about it right now, but it's 200 watts temp control. Kind of looks like the SMY Mini or the variant without the $700 price tag. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be really, really cool. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about juices. We're talking about James. We're talking about Minnesota Moonshine right now. So, dude, what else, man? Come on.
You know, I watched the video review that you did the other day on Moonshine.
Awesome.
And you seem to really, really, really love Nightcap.
I love it, man.
You love Nightcap. So I
Berry.
brought something very, very special for you today. And I really, you're going to like this. So let me just make sure that it's ready. I shouldn't be talking with my drip tone off.
No, it's bad practice.
So I re-wicked this morning, and juice.
Nice. Always a good lick before you pass it to your friends.
Oh yeah. Good luck. I re-wicked it this morning, so I'm just gonna make sure it's
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, we're looking good. So go ahead and try that. This is Nightcap, but we've done something special to it.
A special nightcap.
Yep.
That concludes the video. Bye, guys.
I'm not gonna get that back.
Okay.
So this is a Nightcap. This is something that we've tried, but we actually took our Nightcap and we aged it in a char oak barrel for 2 weeks. And we tried it, and the flavors have just popped.
They really have.
So with how much flavor there is in the Nightcap, this is just so much more.
The brandy comes out more too.
It's
almost not even a brandy more. It's more of a cognac.
Yeah.
Almost now because you get that more robust flavor.
Absolutely.
You almost get the smoothness in the back of your throat, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. The tart berries aren't so tart anymore. They're a little bit more robust with the flavors.
Yep.
They've calmed down a little bit, but the flavor, the profile of the berries is, I don't know how to explain it.
It's very prevalent, but it's not as tart like you said.
No, it's not. It's smooth. It's like what you expect from like an aged liqueur that was put in a barrel for a certain amount of time. It really has that sexiness. It's just sexy. If there's a juice that's sexy, that's sexy. And I'm gonna try to steal some.
And like I said, this was a trial run. We did it for 2 weeks. We have honestly, I think I brought a 30 ml bottle. I think we had a total of maybe 500 mils that we aged. So
Wow.
it's incredibly limited. We may, I'm not saying that we're actually going to do this, but it is a possibility that in the future we will be releasing a aged Nightcap or one of our other flavors aged in a char oak barrel.
Oh man.
It is a possibility. It's not for sure, but it's a possibility.
Well, I like that possibility.
Yeah.
You know, if there's a chance of that happening, I'm gonna steal this again. I'm gonna do it one more time.
I'm never gonna see that again, am I?
Probably not.
All right.
That's some kind of delicious right there.
It is.
That is some kind of delicious because there's having my nightcap from over there. I'm gonna do a little side by side real quick. In my little mutation on the flask, Don't make fun of me. Right now, this is what I'm rocking. It's what I'm working with, and I'm happy. You know, I don't need 1,000 watts, although it would be nice to have one again. That's gonna happen soon, guys. Wait till you see what I have next. That's all I'm gonna say. Just wait till you see what I get next, because I get all kinds of crazy stuff. And see right there, you get the brandy and you get the tartness of the berries. Try that. It's night and day.
It is not good.
It's night and day. When you do them back to back,
It's the same exact juice.
it's incredible what you can do with that.
Yeah, there's no, like, the formula is exactly the same. We just aged one.
Oh wow. See, I didn't even know that was even possible with e-juices. You know, I
Yeah.
had no clue.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So,
In case you want to drip a little more.
in case I want to drip a little bit more, because I'm going to right now. Gosh. See, now, this is interesting about this video, guys. This really, there is no script to this. There is no rhyme or reason. This is totally impromptu. I'm spilling it everywhere. And I'm licking it. I don't care. I'm taking it all. This video is just, we're doing this for fun, man. This is a fun video. We've been hanging out now for a few hours. We ate some lunch. We talked for a while. We vaped
a portion of this juice.
We vaped a small portion of this. We still have many more to go through. But still, you know, with all these premium juices, you know, because still moonshine, man. I'm really hooked. And I don't get hooked to juice, ever. There's been Millionaire by Independent Vapor Company. You know, Ryan Wagner really hit it out of the ballpark with that. Same thing with Parachaney, right here with the newer
That
bottle.
stuff's good.
Exactly. Or the
This is really good.
older stuff right here. In this right here, there's no labeling. This is River Raisin by Detroit Underground Juice Company. And it's a good juice. You know, and so don't get me thinking, you know, it's all about Mississippi Mississippi. I said Mississippi Moonshine.
Minnesota Moonshine.
Minnesota
No.
Moonshine.
Okay.
But I'm going to say this. They are a big top contender right now amongst the premium juices. Because, you know, here's what I'm saying. 90-10 VG, PG. A lot of these companies you're seeing 60-40, 70-30. They're not the best dripping juices. Premium nicotine. I can tell you right now, a lot of juices you'll try the nicotine spicy, or you'll get a 3 and it tastes like a 6. These come in what, 0, 2, 4, 2, 4, and 6. You know, I found that 2 milligrams of nicotine is more than enough for me. I normally vape 3, and with the 2 I get more. You know, I'm more focusing on the flavor now as opposed to just, you know, the nicotine content. You know, you don't need so much nicotine these days, guys. You know, I don't get it why you're out there dripping 12 milligrams of nicotine. You're going to kill yourself, dude. When you're vaping now, and instead of the e-pens, you know, with the amount of vapor you get with sub-ohming, you don't need to have a higher nicotine. And I need to say this because I've seen a lot of, I was just in a vape store the other day where I saw 2 things that upset me. One, if you're new to vaping, don't buy a mech mod. Learn your Ohm's law. Learn proper battery safety. You do not need to go buy one of these if you don't know what you're doing. And this lady sold a person, I just quit smoking, I want to vape. She sold them a simple mod, an RDA, and a battery. And not only a battery, a Panasonic lithium-ion 3400 milliamp hour battery. It's a 7 volt, 7.5 amp drain. That is not enough. You're going to blow yourself up. You know, you need to practice proper battery safety. You need to learn your Ohm's law before you get into any of this stuff. Thanks, Jake. You ever heard of muting your phone? Just saying. But anyways, you know, if you're new to vaping, I haven't done one of these things yet. You need to learn what you're doing first. You don't need to start off big. You know, I'm sure you want the clouds. This is what I recommend, and I don't have it in front of me. I'm going to have one here soon in a few days. Get the Ego 1. We were just talking about this earlier. The Ego 1 is a great starter setup. You don't have to go sub-ohm. It has a 1.2 ohm coil, a 1 ohm coil, a 0.5 ohm coil. for your mouth to lung hits for the higher ones, and your full lung hits with your sub-ohm. That with a lower nicotine, if right now you're smoking the stinkies, oh, I just did that. Sorry, Twisted. If you're smoking cigarettes still, and you still need a lot of nicotine, you don't need more than 12. If you're starting, 12 milligrams of nicotine is more than enough to get you what you need. Am I wrong?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Honestly, and if you want to get Minnesota Moonshine, I keep saying Mississippi. I don't know why I'm saying Mississippi today. I may have said one on TV. I'm sorry. 6 milligrams is more than enough nicotine. I can't drip 6 milligrams of nicotine. I will choke and cough and die in front of you. Just saying. So be careful, please.
6 milligram here. I don't want to have to even mouth to mouth.
No, seriously. No, it's not pretty. Although that beard is pretty amazing. His beard is fantastic. But I'm not down.
I grew it
with that,
myself.
right? There we go. Yeah, see, that's amazing. That's amazing. I'm jealous. I know you are too.
What was the second thing that you were going to say that you saw at a shop the other day?
Oh yeah, that's right. The same lady that sold this person the mech mod sold him 24 milligram nicotine juice for this, and she did not explain to them that, hey, listen, when you're vaping this amount of, like here, I'm not a dripper, I don't do clouds, but just. Do you get that with a cigarette? Like, would you ever get that? No. 24 milligrams of nicotine.
With that kind of cloud?
Deadly.
With that kind of cloud, you're going to choke yourself out. You're going to nick out within a hit. You can get nicotine poisoning. It is a real thing. Yep. It's not like, you're just going to get all hyper and stuff. You can literally get nicotine poisoning and end up in the hospital, and that's not fun. I've never done it personally, but I learned about what I was doing before I got into all this. I did my research, and thankfully when I bought my first stuff, people were helping me through it. They were telling me, hey, listen, you don't want to jump into the clouds first.
Yep.
Get used to it. Get off the cigarettes first. And once you get into vaping, then you start worrying about clouds. But right now, you don't need to do that. 2 milligrams of nicotine is more than enough with this. After 10 hits of this thing, it's like a cigarette. You feel it. Honestly, I'm feeling it right now, but we've been vaping all day. So, I'm definitely nicking a little bit.
You're hitting on a really good point, and a lot of people who are, looking at getting into vaping today, they're doing it because they've seen these big clouds. They've seen people doing the tricks and all the other stuff, and just what we do on a daily basis. But they don't realize that we all started. I started on an Ego with a CE4 Clearomizer. That's how I started.
Yeah.
And then I moved my way up and eventually got into dripping and all of that. But you have to start small and work your way up to this, because if you just jump into it, you're not going to have all the research done. You can watch a million videos online, but until you've actually worked with it for a while, you don't understand everything. And so just jumping into something like that is incredibly unsafe.
Exactly.
And there's actually, especially when it comes to battery safety. Battery safety is a huge thing for me right now. At our store in Minnesota, we're working on a battery safety form that we're going to give to every single person who buys a battery.
Awesome.
No matter if they've bought 100 batteries from us or it's their first battery that they've ever bought. And just saying, these key points here are what you need to know about battery safety. Because right now there's a store in, I believe it's Texas, that is being sued because a guy bought a mech mod, a battery, an RDA, built it too low for the battery, and it blew in his pocket.
Yep.
And so that store is being sued right now because they did not teach him proper battery safety. And so this is a really huge thing for our industry right now, is making sure that people, especially with their first RDA and mech build, they need to know all about safety.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And especially with all the new regulations coming out, big tobacco's trying to shut down vaping.
Yep.
Let's not give them fuel for the fire. We need to do this as safe as possible, and it's possible to do this very safely. We do this every day, and we don't get, it really grinds my gears that this does not, people do not talk about this more often. It is a real thing. I've known 2 people now that have literally had devices blow up on them. you know, because they are not doing it safely. You know, here's an example right here. Here, I'm going to come up to the camera. You see this battery right here? This is what you call an unsafe battery. And people, I still see vape with this stuff. Right? You can't... I don't know. It really makes me angry that people out there are not educating these new people coming into the vaping scene about the most simplest of things. You know, battery safety. That's how it is. You know, some shops out there, they just want to make the money. And I understand it, but come on, if you want to stay in business, and you're really out here, you know, the way I see the vaping community and the vaping shops, it is smoking cessation. It is a public service. You are helping people lengthen their lives by quitting smoking. But meanwhile, you're giving them things that is just not good for them. Like, sure, yeah, you can probably make some more money selling them a mech mod and a battery and an RDA than you can, you know, an ego pen.
Selling a starter kit.
Yeah, you know, exactly. You know, these places will sell a starter kit for like $40, but they want to be like, oh, well, if I can make $80 off this person instead of $40 off this person, let's do that. It's not always about the sale, people. It's about the safety behind it. It's about having that person want to come back, and then when they're ready, you know, buy that mech mod if they want that, or buy the, you know, 150 watt box mod or unregulated, you know, mech box. You know, then it's okay. But, you know, don't go out there and just buy the biggest, bestest thing you see.
Right.
You know, it's not needed right now. You know, the same thing with the Herakles tank. This, yes, it's a clear miser, but this is not for beginners. You know, this right here, I have done, you know what? That's an IPv3 right here. And when there's an IPv3 around me, I'm going to go ahead and vape this at 150 watts. Because I've already done it before. And apparently they liked it in my first video. What am I going to put in this one?
Good question.
Yeah, there it is.
That's the one.
There it is. It's okay with you, right?
Yeah, go for it.
If it's not, sorry. It goes over there.
I brought it out for a reason.
Yeah. You know, these days with these tanks,
I'll trade you your vapor flask for that bottle.
yeah. I don't know if Charlie would be too happy with that.
Oh, come on.
He'll
It's worth
forgive
it.
me, right? I wouldn't lie and say it's not worth it, 'cause it's pretty damn good. But gosh, you know, tanks these days are not for beginners anymore, and it's getting scary now too. It's great that there's a lot of variety out there for tanks. There's juice everywhere. Haste makes waste, though. But when you can take a tank, and you know what we were talking about earlier, that when the Nautilus came out, or what was it, the Spire, that you could hit it like 20 watts.
Oh, we were so ecstatic that we could run something at 25 watts.
Exactly.
It was amazing. And then the sub tank came out, and we're at 30 watts. And then Delta 2 comes out claiming 70 watts, and then all this other stuff.
Exactly.
Now we're at 150 watts on that. I actually kind of...
Well, right now I'm at 100 watts. I'm getting it primed
Oh,
first.
okay. Get it primed.
But that is at 100 watts, right?
That's at 100 watts.
Try that with your Arctic tank. Just saying, no, the Arctic tank is a great tank. You know, it's a great tank, but it won't do what the Herakles does at 100 watts.
God, that juice is good.
I know, right? I wonder who makes it. I gotta find out. I gotta contact those people.
Gotta meet that
All I
guy.
gotta say is, Derek, good fucking job. Sorry.
I don't know who Derek is, but I agree.
Derek is our juice guy.
Oh, is he really?
He's the one who's come up with all of our new flavors and everything. So
I'll give you an applause for that.
He's doing
sir.
some great work, and we're very, very happy to have him.
Tart berry brandy. Where did you come up with that, man? Like, that's something that I don't even think of, you know, on a daily basis. I'll like some tart berry brandy today. Okay. Do it 125 watts. I had to work my way up. Can you confirm?
125.
Now, I'm doing this to show you that tanks these days aren't safe. Well, I mean, for beginners. They're safe. You know, I'm doing it. But I wouldn't recommend you doing it if you've never vaped before. You know?
I don't know if I've ever hit anything at 125 watts.
Yeah, well.
It's time.
And it's not half as harsh as one would think. Exactly. And this is why the Herakles tank. Okay, now I want to say this is still using the 0.6 ohm coil too. This is not the 0.2 ohm coil, and it's actually registering at what, 0.7 I think right now.
Yep.
What's that like 7 volts?
8.5 actually.
8.5 volts. Wow. See, this is why they have something called the Ohm's Law calculator. Go ahead and download it at the App Store or on Google Play. They have it, I guarantee it. I have it on mine.
And there's several other apps that have it included in it.
Exactly.
150.
150. Now this is something I didn't do on my first video. I thought I did this in my first video. And I apologize. And someone requested that I do this with 0.2 ohm coil on an iStick 50 watt. I'll do that at some point. But for demonstration purposes, we're going to do this juice, nightcap a la wood, because it kind of gives you wood. It's amazing.
What's going on over there? Can I switch to your couch?
Yeah.
It's a love affair. It is a love affair. Guess what?
150 watts?
No dry hit.
That says 150. You're going to go through that juice real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now it will suck it down. Like, obviously,
Watch
it
it
needs to
drop.
keep up with that wattage.
Yeah, that battery life is
The battery life's gonna
a
die.
little diminished.
Oh yeah.
Good thing I have 4 more batteries.
Amen, bro.
And to you newbies out there, get used to carrying a lot of batteries with you. Because
Seriously.
when you do get to this level, you're going to go through a bunch.
Absolutely. That being said, I have to do this. I gotta do this. Now you're seeing this, right? Dual 26 650s right here. And I bet this thing will still drain these things.
I drain them in about an hour, hour and a half.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yep.
Well,
Clouds.
clouds, baby.
Clouds with the
Oh, and check out this box, guys. I keep forgetting the camera's a little bit far away today. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Minnesota Moonshine, guys. The cloud box. Now, who makes this?
That's by Co-Chain Vapors out of Colorado. It's a fully mech dual 26650 box. They come in series or parallel.
This one is series.
That one is parallel.
This one's parallel?
Yes, it is.
Oh, yes, it is. I wasn't looking at it correctly. My bad. No, this is the Hammond B box right here, and I believe you said they do have a smaller box, but not with this yet.
I don't know if they have. He had one at the when we were at the Fort Worth Vape Blast, but I don't know if he's released it yet. But they do have a smaller. He's prototyping a smaller one that's dual 18650.
Nice, nice.
So
Now, see, that's more my speed. I like the smaller boxes, like the Hexomes or the, should I say, chump boxes. I don't have one, and chump boxes to each their own. They're great boxes and everything, but I don't know. See, that's why this guy's here. He actually builds boxes too, and
Yeah.
you got to keep an eye out for him because I've seen a few he's built, including this insane series box. And let me just say, it really, I don't even know what to say. Do you want to elaborate on it a little bit?
Just all mechanical series mech box, MOSFET protected switch, use a 15 amp switch as well. Do both series and parallel, can do switched also. Right now, just don't feel the need for it. All it does is takes from battery life, takes from voltage drop, things like that. But stay tuned for more.
Yeah.
You see that? Look at that juice. That was full, and we're down to here right now.
We've also been chain vaping that.
We have been chain vaping. We've been chain vaping pretty much all day.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what you do. You get around a bunch of good guys. You have 500 juices in front of you, and you have a few drippers. You're going to be chain vaping all day. Although this guy did throw in some 6 milligrams in here that kind of threw us off
We
guard.
both gagged at.
Oh yeah, and some threes that we both gagged at. I was like, what? But this is what we do. This is the life of a vapor. When you get it with your friends that vape, this is what we do. You order delicious pizza, you hang out, you talk vape, you watch stupid movies with Sandra Bullock. That was actually pretty good.
That was good.
That was actually a really good movie.
Gravity's a good movie.
It's a great movie.
I zoned out on the conversation for about an hour just watching the movie. They're sitting here talking back and forth. I was watching the movie.
Yeah, exactly. He was nodding his head, right back to the movie.
Yep.
And but this is what we do. And but anyways, you know, I guess that concludes this video. You know, I just wanted to hit some key points for the new guys out there. I wanted to introduce you to this really good guy, good friend now, with Minnesota Moonshine, man. If you guys haven't checked out the website yet, just please check out the website. Find him on Facebook.
It's mnmoonshine.com for Minnesota Moonshine, mnmoonshine.com.
Not Mississippi.
We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Follow us, and you might get lucky and we'll follow you back.
Awesome, man. From the man himself, man. Dude, thanks for stopping by, man.
Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I hope we do this again.
Definitely. I hope to get down here again.
Well, dude, you're always welcome here, man. You're always welcome with Flavor Chasers, dude. Jake, once again, dude. This guy's over all the time. You know, not only is, you know, he's here for this, he's also a good friend of mine. He's here all the time. We're always vaping juices. And I got to thank him for bringing over this amazing collection of fine juices. I got to do a quick plug-in to a great company I know, Tech Liquid from VaporTechUSA.com. Yes, I'm somewhat affiliated. Just saying, I'm a little bit partial.
Part owner.
Somewhat a little bit. You know, I'm not partial. Just saying. Hi, John. But yeah, if you want to try one of our juices, you know, check out VaporTechUSA.com as usual. You know, you can buy all our juices there. You can go to the Aiken store, and coming soon, since I'm posting on Facebook, Columbia, South Carolina, there is a location opening up very soon. I'm not going to say where, I'm not going to say when, but it's actually soon. It'll be a surprise. You got to stay tuned for that if you guys are locals, or if you're in South Carolina alone, just come up and drive. This is worth the drive, I promise you. It's going to be great. A grand opening cloud competition. It's going to be fun, dude. Tons of fun. Once again, guys, I'm CA. You see that? Did you see that? That's what you call real life.
That's my IPv3.
That's my on my. Look at that damage you just did.
That's you just did. Don't blame me for that.
It's your IPv3.
You knocked it over.
Okay.
There's got to be a dent on here somewhere.
Yeah, a dent. He's looking for a dent. Anyways, guys, thanks again for stopping by. I'm CA. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.